All right, so a few weeks ago, I said I was going to do a review of this knife. I was spiking me backwards. It's the Gladiator series premier high carbon general German steel by Dalstrong. All right, it's a nice 8-inch knife. I've used it a few times since I got it, but it is a beast though. Now everybody in the house seems to want to use my knife, so that's one situation. So anyway, this is an 11-pound brisket, which is way too much for us to cook at one time. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna cut it in half, and then I'm gonna cook one half now and one half later. This one, and another reason why I didn't make the other video, because the other one didn't have hardly any fat on it, which is unusual for a brisket, because normally they're like covered in fat. And you don't want to cut all the fat away, but what you want to kind of do is leave like an inch and take out the hard pieces. Like this piece here, this is really hard, and it'll never cook down, so you want to cut that piece out. So anything that's like extra hard, same thing with this piece here, extra hard, it'll never cook down, so you want to cut that out. I'm actually probably, I don't know, I might not do that cutting now, but we'll see. So this is about half. So that's basically it. Well, nice smooth cut, right? Pretty much for I don't know, 6-inch cut of meat with all that fat on it. So it wasn't bad. So we're gonna cook this half first, and so you really want to leave about an inch of fat on it. So again, this one is not really that fatty, but I'm gonna cut some of this top part off. And cut any kind of like raggedy looking pieces off. What you don't want to do is cut it down to the meat. So just trim it up a little bit. Make sure we're straight. So it cuts pretty good. I haven't sharpened it or anything since I bought it. And then I wanted this to be my knife, because then that way I know what to cut with it, so I wouldn't damage it, or if I needed to sharpen it or something, I would be able to keep track of it. But everybody seems to want to go to the hidden drawer in the shed and go get it. So I mean, it's pretty good. Is it worth $80? I don't know, you tell me. Could be. So beyond the any kind of like has like these dark spots and pieces of the meat that kind of look weird, I just always cut that stuff away. And this is actually pretty nice for the bottom part of it. So I'm just gonna leave this alone. This one, definitely want to cut all this off. Now my other knife, this would have took, a few cuts to get that piece out. You see, you can kind of basically cut this out with one time, and it's gone. Give it all that hard part, because like I said, it'll never cook down in the smoker. And speaking about smokers, like I used my wood smoker the last time, for the first time, and I could not control the heat. One, because it was wintertime, it was like right around New Year's or something like that. So extra cold outside. The wind was blowing. I got up 3 in the morning, went out there and started that thing up. And it was so difficult to keep the heat up. So I gave up and actually went back to my electric one and got it done. Hours and hours and hours I was out there. So like I said, the knife is pretty good. I don't want to hold y'all. I just wanted to kind of show y'all how you trim this brisket up. Now one thing, that was actually one of my better briskets. I started it off in the charcoal grill and finished it on the electric. But the flavor and it was juicy. It was everything I wanted it to be. It was just taking too long and I had to give up. So I was like, we are never going to eat. I started at 3 in the morning. I think I took it out of the charcoal grill around 10. And it wasn't nowhere near done. And you got to really pay attention to the temperature with these. And when they reach 265 degrees, it's called the stall. It has a real hard time getting past 265 degrees internal temperature. So what you do is you kind of turn the heat up at that point to kind of push it through. And once you get past that, then you can wrap it in paper or aluminum foil, however you want to do it. And then that way, it'll be nice and done. You can't get that flavor. I mean, the electric was fine, and it's always fine, it's good. But that charcoal, it's not like that charcoal flavor. This one I'm gonna try to use a lot more wood in the electric one. And like never let it stop smoking. And you know what I'm gonna do this time? I'm gonna take my extension off. Even though you have to open the door now, but the extension might be losing too much smoke. So I'm gonna go back to just the grill itself. So always figuring out how to make it better. Alright. See, this is what I'm talking about when I say it's like a raggedy piece. See that? I don't like that. I'm gonna cut that off. Alright. And then I could be using the knife wrong too. So I probably should be doing longer cuts. You know. So, but anything that's hard, this fat on the back, double cook down. Anything that's up in here, in the middle, will not, because it's too hard. It's like condensed fat. This is like Arnold Schwarzenegger fat, something. So we'll just cut that out. And then this will fold, and we'll be able to cook it down like that. All right, so that's that. Any questions? Just ask.